You have ambitions, you have big dreams, you want to be successful and ultimately live the life you've always imagined. But there's a problem. You're lazy. You know exactly what you should do, but you don't do it. Day after day, you procrastinate, miss opportunities, and then blame yourself for not taking action. Deep down, you know you can do more, but instead of changing, you continue this way. The feeling of guilt grows over time, day after day, week after week. Gradually, you accept it as part of who you are. Then when a new year comes, once again you set the same old goals from last year. You start with full determination and motivation and a bit of delusion. But before you realize it, procrastination appears again, like an annoying relative who always shows up unannounced. You delay, then delay a little more. One day, you look back and realize you're stuck in an endless loop of laziness, procrastination, disappointment, then setting goals again without knowing how to break free. You want to break this cycle. You want to overcome procrastination and laziness and finally turn your ambitions into reality. So you start looking for solutions. You watch video after video online, and most of the advice you get is similar. Delete social media, eliminate distractions, make detailed plans, discipline yourself. And maybe these methods will help for a short period, but then you return to square one, inertia. That's the real reason you procrastinate. In physics, inertia is the tendency of an object to maintain its state. If an object is stationary, it tends to remain stationary. If an object is in motion, it tends to stay in motion unless a force acts upon it. And this is true for you too. When you're procrastinating, you tend to continue procrastinating. You do nothing because starting seems too difficult, and instead of facing the task at hand, you turn to easier things, scrolling through your phone, watching Netflix, playing games, anything that helps you avoid responsibility. But here's the biggest problem. You make the first step seem so difficult in your mind that you don't dare to start. You think about writing a 5,000-word essay, and immediately it looks like a massive mountain. You want to start going to the gym, but the thought of having to exercise every day for months discourages you. You want to start a business, but when you think about everything that needs to be done, you feel overwhelmed and never begin. And so you continue to procrastinate. But if inertia is the problem, then it can also be the solution, as long as you know how to use it. If inertia is the problem, then the solution is to break the inertia. The good news is that you don't need a big push to do this. You just need a small nudge, enough to help you overcome the initial barrier. And there are two extremely effective ways to do this. Method 1. Reduce the difficulty of the first step. Most people procrastinate because they make things difficult for themselves from the start. When you tell yourself you need to finish a 5,000-word essay, your brain hears, "This is too big, too difficult. Do it later." So, instead of setting a huge task, make it so small that you cannot fail. For example, don't tell yourself you have to write 5,000 words. Say you just need to write 50 words. Don't tell yourself you have to study for 3 hours. Say you just need to open the book and read 1 page. Don't tell yourself you have to exercise for an hour. Say you just need to do 1 push-up. When the task becomes small and easy, you won't feel reluctant to start. And the magical thing is that once you've started, you tend to continue. The 2-minute rule is another extremely effective technique. The principle is very simple. If you don't want to do something, tell yourself you only need to do it for 2 minutes. You don't want to clean your room? Put on a song and stop when the song ends. You don't want to write? Set a timer for 2 minutes. Write whatever comes to mind, then stop if you want. You don't want to exercise? Just change into workout clothes and do push-ups for 2 minutes. Most people won't stop after 2 minutes. Why? Because according to inertia, an object in motion tends to stay in motion. At first, you have to push the ball uphill, but once you overcome the point of inertia, it will roll down easily on its own. That's why you need to keep the first step small and easy. Once you've started, you'll naturally want to continue without relying on willpower or discipline. By applying these 2 methods, you can break inertia, overcome procrastination, and finally turn your ambitions into reality. The key to overcoming procrastination doesn't just apply to work or study. You can use it in any area of life, anything you're struggling to start. You want to go to the gym but keep procrastinating? Don't think about exercising for an hour. Just put on workout clothes and do one exercise. You want to start a business project but feel overwhelmed? Don't try to make a perfect plan. Just sit down and write out a simple idea. You want to improve relationships with family or friends? Don't wait for the perfect opportunity. Just send a quick 2-minute message to check in. Great things always start with a small step. Martin Luther King once said, "You don't have to see the whole staircase. Just take the first step. Remember that you don't need to complete everything in one day. You just need to start, and if you do that, the rest will happen automatically." So if you're ambitious but lazy, here's what you need to remember. Procrastination isn't because you're lazy, but because of inertia. An object at rest tends to stay at rest unless a force acts upon it. The hardest step is always the first one. So make it as easy as possible. Just start writing 50 words instead of 5,000. Do one push-up instead of exercising for an hour. Work for 2 minutes instead of worrying all day. Once you overcome inertia, everything becomes much easier. And when you do this every day, even just a little, you'll no longer be a procrastinator. You'll become a person of action. You'll achieve the goals you once postponed. You'll turn your ambitions into reality. So don't wait anymore. Start right now.